Hey guys, Alex here, otherwise known as Clash WCL, and today I am back with a WCL recap for you guys. This is going to be from Hydrogen Gaming against EGN Esports. Now, as I said, this is in WCL. Big shout out to both these clans for allowing me to jump in and record a couple of these triples today. You can see Hydrogen were able to pick up that win 12-12, and they won on percent. So big shout out to these guys. They are indeed absolute gods. So we're going to jump in and we're going to take a look at all of the triples that came in, two from either side. So without any further ado, let's hop in and check them out. Alright, so the first one we're going to be jumping in here and checking out comes in from Bruno against Nick, and we are going to be coming in here with what looks to be a Blizzard Zap LaLo. Now, Blizzards are pretty strong still in the meta if you can execute them correctly. Actually going to be pushing that blip straight into the Tesla farm, and it does pop relatively early there, but we are going to be able to rage up. There is a nice open compartment here. Drops that second invisibility spell down pretty quickly actually there. Next one coming in, these super wizards going to wander up. Looks like we do have 4 of those super wizards, maybe a couple of archers in there as well, but they should be able to take down the majority of these buildings. Unfortunately, going to run out of invisibility spells there, so not going to be able to grab that scatter shot that was lurking in the middle. Potentially before that nerf to the super wizards, we could have maybe grabbed that, but after the balancing, obviously they get slightly less, but they still got a really good chunk of value here for Bruno down on this bottom right hand section of the base. Gets really unfortunate here, actually drops in that queen first and then the king, so the headhunters end up targeting the queen rather than that king, so she takes quite a bit of damage here pretty early on in this attack, and these lava pups will force her ability, I would assume. No, somehow her ability has not gone, but we're going to be now bringing in that royal champion from this left hand side of the base as well. She is going to get a little bit of value through this base as they continue pushing their way on through. Very, very delayed on that queen ability, and that means we actually end up losing our queen right there. That is definitely a spotter. A poor spotter call. If we'd been able to call that out, the queen would have popped her ability earlier and we definitely could have taken down that scatter shot, but not to worry. We now have this LaLo coming in from the top section of the base. We do have plenty of spells to try and propel the LaLo through. 3 haste spells as well as 2 free spells. The first of which are going to start to be brought in from this top section of the base. Of course, we are going to be using that Eternal Tome ability on those headhunters, allowing them to come in and deal with those enemy heroes that can be so incredibly dangerous to our balloons. Unfortunately, those scatter shots that didn't go down to our Sui portion of this attack are causing quite a few issues over there on this left hand side of the base. And Bruno, wow, this one certainly must come right down to the wire, because there's still a multi and a double scatter shot lurking in the middle of that base. But we are going to get a relatively nice balloon split there. We are going to freeze up that first scatter shot. We've still got the lava hound in there, which looks like it is going to tank a couple of those shots from the scatter shot. Couple of balloons down here at the bottom section of the base. Actually going to be starting to clean out some of these other defenses. Look at this Grand Warden go. Oh, this Grand Warden survives by the skin of his teeth. We're going to get the lava hound popping at that top section. Unfortunately, it does catch a red bomb as soon as it pops. This one's certainly a lot closer than I imagine Bruno was looking for. The Grand Warden clutches up here big time for him on the back end of this attack. Definitely was looking for more with that Sui. If the Sui had been able to take down at least one of those scatter shots, this would have been a very, very easy triple. But the LaLo was very nice from Bruno. Got some really nice pathing coming through from that top around the right hand side, finishing up with those scatter shots in the middle. So GG's to Bruno on a relatively nice triple to kick off this video. So let's jump over and check out one of the Hydrogen Gaming hits. Alright, so the first one we're going to be jumping in here and checking out does come in from Nick, who we just saw getting tripled, and he is going to be coming in here with a Zap LaLo. Look at those Zap spells. We have 8 in this composition, so it's most certainly is going to be interesting to see where exactly we're going to be dropping down these Zap spells. Bringing in a couple of these balloons from the bottom section, just starting to create a little bit of a funnel here. We've got a few sneakies that can be brought in as well to clean out some of the collectors and or storages. King now going to be making his way in from this bottom section of the base, just again cleaning up some of these outer compartments. No need to drop that queen in just yet. Make sure we have that funnel created and we know that she is going to path exactly where we want her to. There's no way that she will walk, and that looks like it is exactly what Nick has done here. We are going to be dropping in the king slightly too early there, so unfortunately we have to commit one of those zap spells to that single target Inferno just to stop the king from taking too much damage from the single and going down prematurely. Ice Golem does end up popping there, which is going to freeze everything up relatively nicely. We do have this ground expo locking onto our queen, which is going to cause, unfortunately, a couple of issues there. Zap spell is going to go down in the middle of the base. Not too sure why we took so much time in dropping down those zap spells, but we do drop in a blimp which successfully takes down that town hall, so we can now focus in on our LaLo portion of the attack. Looks like Nick did save those zap spells for when those clan castle troops came out, so we could zap them down as well, but unfortunately those defenses in the middle of the base had already done quite a significant amount of damage actually onto our heroes, so potentially could have dropped those zaps down slightly earlier, but still got some really nice value from them. And the LaLo has some really fantastic pathing here on the back end of the base, actually getting quite a nice split there. Unfortunately does catch the tornado trap, but we're not going to be in range of the Tesla farm over here on that right hand side, so those balloons can spin around, not going to affect this attack too much, and then they can push through to the Tesla farm on the back end, and even with them shooting down, we should be able to get them through relatively quickly because of the massive balloon parade we have come swinging through the back end of this attack. Really nice hit actually going to be coming in there from Nick. Got some lovely value from that Sui. Was very, very patient, and that's sometimes what I lack a little bit in my attacks, is that patience just to let that funnel get set, but that's exactly what he did right here, and he brings in a really, really nice triple using the Zap Sui LaLo, which is an attack I've just not seen since those Zap spells got a little bit of a nerf and they were not able to take down those clan castles. We used to see a load of Zap spells and Earthquakes coming in, but now we are certainly leaning more towards the Blizzards or just a regular Sui LaLo. So GG's to Nick on that one. Let's hop on over and check out another one of the EGN triples. Alright, so the next one we're going to be jumping in here and checking out comes in from Duarte with another Zap Sui LaLo, which is interesting. I was just saying it's rare you see these Zap Sui LaLos coming in anymore, but I suppose if that Zap value is there, why not do it? So this is actually going to be the second one that we are seeing in this attack. Going to be dropping down that blimp right there. We've got a Yeti blimp coming out. We're going to rage it up as well. Those Yetis are able to take care of that enemy queen as well, which is absolutely perfect. Getting some really, really nice value from it initially in this attack. Also going to create a beautiful funnel here for our LaLo. You can see the majority of this bottom section of the base has been taken down, and those Yeti mites even grab the multi-target Infernos. So that is just some insane value right there from that blimp and those zap spells early on in this attack. We are going to be throwing in a couple of these troops to start off the funnel. We've got our king coming in from this right hand side of the base. We do have an Ice Golem out in front tanking for our queen, which has now popped. Royal Champion going to come in behind here. That's going to help us take down the Lava Hound. Unfortunately, it is going to pop there as our poison spell does wear off, but we've not got too many big defenses here shooting down at our heroes. The Town Hall yet to be activated will get picked off by the queen and her ability right there. We get another super wall breaker going to open up that wall section, although I don't think the queen is unfortunately going to be able to get too much more value now that her ability has worn off, but we are going to be able to sneak down the air defense right there, and the Royal Champion tanks for the queen, which does allow her to snipe down a couple more buildings, and there's hardly anything for this LaLo to grab on the back end of this base. The most important thing to get down is that scatter shot nice and early, which is going to be what we are pushing these balloons straight into. We do have the, again, those headhunters, excuse me, coming in with that Grand Warden ability. They are able to take down the enemy heroes nice and quickly, which is exactly what we want. The enemy Royal Champion and the enemy queen can be incredibly deadly to any LaLo attack if they are left unchecked, and Duarte here bringing in a really, really nice Sui LaLo attack. And look at the amount of balloons we have swinging through here on the back end. Throwing down those minions to just clean out a couple of these buildings on the back end. Definitely don't want to come in with a time fail. Hardly anything left up on this base. Is just going to be a case of cleanup. Looks like it's going to be this elixir storage maybe that's holding up the time a little bit, but Caboosie's base gets well and truly taken down with one of the best attacks. Certainly I've seen one of the best Zap LaLo attacks I've seen in a little while. Very, very well executed there. We've got one last attack to come in this video, which is going to be coming in from Hydrogen Gaming. So let's jump out and check out. Alright, so we have Goblin Cleaver going to be coming in with the fourth and final attack of this video, coming back down to ground with a little bit of a bump here, coming in with a P.E.K.K.A smash. We've got those bowlers in the mix right here. We're going to be bringing in that Grand Warden nice and early on in this attack. Notice that they do bring in that Valkyrie, only 8 housing space there, as to not affect that Warden's pathing too much. Unfortunately, it doesn't end up getting too much value, but does help out the Warden ever so slightly, who's going to continue making his way down to the Wizard Tower right there. Look at the value. Look at the value from those earthquakes in the middle of the base. We have opened up pretty much every single compartment. There really is nowhere that is not going to be accessible now that those earthquake spells have gone down. And this is not a play that we see very often anymore. That is the Grand Warden going to be raged up to take down the Town Hall, but it's going to work out really well for Goblin Cleaver. That Grand Warden far enough away, he's not even going to be affected by the Town Hall Giga Bomb. We did have to commit a rage spell, but that really is not going to affect us too much. We've now got our King and that Siege Barracks in combination working their way in from that bottom section of the base. They are, of course, used in combination so much for so many different attacks, of course, with the majority of them being these ground-based attacks. Unfortunately, we get a couple of these bowlers pushing their way onto the outside, but the majority of them have now made their way into the center of the base. Going to be throwing down a rage spell right there. We could really do with these healers switching over, which is exactly what they do right there, switching on over to those P.E.K.K.As, which are starting to take quite a bit of heat. We really need to get that scatter shot down. Finally, someone steps up and does indeed take it down, getting some lovely freeze value right there, freezing up the enemy queen, the single, and the expo right there. Multi-target Inferno, unfortunately, does go unchecked and does take down the majority of our Hog Riders that came through here on the back end out of that Siege Barracks. But look at the overkill in this one. We do still have 2 of our hero abilities, one of which is that Queen, and the other of which is this Royal Champion ability, which is going to be dropped right there. That's going to help us get nice and quickly through the Tesla farm here on the back end. And the bowlers that actually didn't even go into the base are going to be pushing in and around this right hand side of the base, getting some lovely value in behind that King, who is still tanking even after he got dropped right at the start of this attack. And Goblin comes in here and absolutely smashes this base. Does have this gold collector down here. One wizard going to be stepping up and dealing with that. We swag the Queen ability and everything. A really nice hit to finish off this video. So again, GG's to Hydrogen on that win on percentage in this war. Big shout out to them for allowing me to come in and record this. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like on the video. Leave a comment below which one of these 4 attacks was your favorite. For me, it was definitely either this one or the previous one we saw, both of which I really enjoyed. One of which I'm probably going to be clickbaiting for the thumbnail and title of this video, so you guys will see, I suppose, because you've already clicked in the video, which one I decided to actually choose. But let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this daily content. It's been a grind throughout the entirety of January, but I've been enjoying it. And it's certainly doing wonders for my YouTube channel. So yeah, big shout out to all you guys if you have been watching my daily videos. And until the next one, which should be tomorrow, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.